Okay, and we're back. And my system is getting totally rocked, so I had to turn scalability settings down a bit. But here we are. It's been a long time, been hard at work, and I'm happy to say that Arconia is coming along. You can actually play the game from start to end now. That meaning you can beat the game. And so to beat the game, you need to find in each system there is an energy collector. And you need to find that energy collector and return it to the starting system so that you can, start your world machine and recolonize your planet for your people. Oh, and here it is. This little cone, boop, when you touch it, it kind of follows you around. And so you could pick up all seven if you wanted to. I don't really know if they're going to be visually represented like they are now, but it's just a placeholder. And if I run over the planet here, you'll see in the upper left, it'll say energy collector found. Boop, there it is, energy collector recovered. And that's that. So, the game's beatable. And one major system that I just finished implementing kind of last week is the whole station interface. And the station is where you get to buy and sell. I like how the T's cut off on interact. That's lame. I have to fix that. Okay, so wait, let's talk about this. Running on the station as the little Arconian dude. Pretty cool, huh? This is you should be very impressed because if I pause and eject, you'll see that this station is not, look at my axis here. This is not axis aligned at all. And I'll show you a more brutal example of this later. The way that I'm moving the character, if you're interested, is just a spline, which I call character movement spline. And this particular station, it just has the start and end point, and I just interpolate him along that spline and do some math to make sure that he's facing the up direction and whatnot. It's a little rigid right now. In particular, his camera is only using, the character boom with a camera attached to it. So it feels a little stiff, and I want to change that going forward. Let's talk about stores. There are, I think, 4 categories. Rays are empty. I should probably remove that so you can't select it if it's empty. You got active modules. Okay, so weapons, death rays, active modules, and passive modules. Those are the categories. And all of this data is actually defined by CSV. And so here's a good segue into CSV. So check out Energy System 1. It's got a health regen of 0 and a power regen of 0. It's literally a passive module that does absolutely nothing. And so let's see why that's the case here. If we go to tunables and passive utilities, and was that power system? Okay. Was it power system? It's energy system. So energy system 1. So here's how this works is there are these 2 arrays. Energy regen min, the first value is the minimum of the common loot quality. So there's 4 loot qualities: common, uncommon, epic, and legendary. And so this defines the minimum value for common. And this, on the other hand, defines the max. So for an uncommon, or sorry, for this type of item, just the white normal item, it's not green, it's not purple, it's not, orange. It's going to pick a random value between 0 and 3. And we just happen to get 0 this time. So, it's probably going to be a good idea to say at least a minimum of 1, right? That way we don't get items that do absolutely nothing. So I'm just going to quickly change these minimums to 1. 1. Okay. And then next time I export that, those will all get updated. So that's the first system, or the first example I can show you of something that's defined in the game by CSV. All of the utilities get have certain attributes that are random rolls when they're created in a store or even dropped by an enemy, and this is how I'm managing that. So we'll come back to that in a bit here. You can also sell, and you can sell individual items, or you can sell an entire stack. And so for this particular system, let's look. Fresium has an item value of 8. So one Fresium is selling for 8. And so if I go to the CSV and I look at my stations, and I look at, we're in Arconia 2 right now, you can see that the Fresium rate is set to 8. So each station in its CSV file defines how much it buys minerals for. And as you can see, I mean, there hasn't been a lot of tweaking here. So also, the weapon indexes, this defines what appears in the store. So actually, we're not on Arconia 2, we're on Arconia 1. And so it only spawns laser cannons in its store, and it spawns a count of 5. And it has a 95% chance to drop a just regular crappy one, a 5% chance for a green, and 0 epic, 0 legendary chance. So this is how I populate the stores. And let me just hop on out of here. And pardon the terrible matinee there. You're just going to have to live with it. Let's head over to Dosk, which is the next system that's closest to us. And let's check out his space station. He has an arguably much cooler space station because it's a space station that Jake designed and not me. So let's head in here. Oh, thanks. Okay, Google. All right. Let's go ahead and... Yeah. Why don't you just stop? Okay. So we're going to dock with this guy. He has a different matinee, and you'll notice that on this station you run in kind of a circle around things. And so let me just pop out and show you. You can probably guess that yes, it's just a circular spline that's closed. I'm generating that one in code just by giving it a number of points. And that's pretty much it. And you can see that these little boxes, these are, I can't seem to select them. Let's see, they're in here. These are station hotspots. So this one here is set to a hotspot type of ship. There's basically just 3 right now. Ship, there's buy sell, which is this one, and then there's a cloning station, which is when you find cloning stations on these stations, it gives you the option of respawning at that station when you start the game over. Let's see. So, okay, something really cool that I want to illustrate. Let me open up System 2 by itself, and let's go to that station. And I just wanted to show you kind of what's going on here. So you'll notice that I have a camera actor, and you can see this is the view that you get when you fly into the station, that matinee. And so I also have the matinees parented underneath the station, a matinee for landing and a matinee for takeoff. And then this ship animation helper is just a static mesh, and that's what I'm actually animating in the matinee because our player ship is created dynamically. And so I just parent him to this animation helper, and that's why the matinee in the other system, the ship was flying backwards, because I I forgot which direction was forward, and I animated the animation helper facing the wrong direction. But what I wanted to show is, like, I didn't know this about matinee, and I saw it on Answer Hub and was just super stoked to find it. I can take this entire station and I can rotate it any which way I want. I hope this works. Let me just... Well, let's just try it. Let's just try it. There's one thing that may not work, and that's the way that I detect that you're over the station is I have this collision sphere, and if I rotate this thing too much, that collision sphere no longer collides with my plane of existence, which I think I just did here. All right, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it, though. So let's see if we can find it. So BP station, he has a sub-object. I don't know what it's called. It's like player collision or main landing platform, player start. It's called sphere, folks. It's called sphere. Okay, so this sphere is what I use to collide with. So I need to make sure that that is on my plane, which is like, 0, 0. So I'm just going to kind of move that up. And what is his radius? 8,000. I'll just make the radius like really big. We'll add another, just throw another 0 on there. It should be cool. Okay, let's see if that enables me to hit this thing. I don't think I was paying close enough attention to my frame of reference there. Okay, we're gonna get this sphere. Okay, here's X, Y, Z, and let's just throw a quick helper out here, and we'll set him to Z equals 0, so that we have a kind of a reference point. And we'll just kind of move him over here, so he's on top of this thing. Okay, so I just need to basically set that sphere. Hey, little helper, you disappeared. Okay. So sphere. I wonder if I can also make this guy visible. Ah. What may have happened is that it was so big that I collided with it as soon as the game started, and then as a result, my trigger never triggered. Okay, so that's there. Are you contained in the sphere? Yes, you look contained in the sphere. Okay, let's do this. I have a feeling it's just gonna work awesome this time. Oh, look out, look out. It's a little dangerous. There it is. Okay, so notice my matinee works identically. My guy runs regardless of the axis alignment of the station. You should like fall out of your chair applauding and giddily laughing after seeing that, because it's awesome. And all you have to do is parent your matinee, and the thing that you're animating, parent that to your matinee. So I was super excited to see that, because it lets us create these stations, and then I can dynamically or programmatically position them somewhere else in the system, and it doesn't break the matinee and all that stuff. So yay. Okay, the last thing I want to show is for CSV. When I started working with CSV, I immediately came across this problem where you want to reference blueprints, right? And you have, let's say, an array of blueprints for a loot table. So I'm defining a list of blueprints that I want an enemy to drop. And so you do this. You put 4 things in there, and you hit enter. And this thing is just like super ugly, right? It's uglier than it needs to be. It should be 1 line. Okay. So that's what you would normally see. This array of blueprints, it's terrible. And I wanted to make this more readable and easier to work with. And so I wrote a Google Sheets plugin, and here's how it works. If I want to create a new guy, enemy 5, and give him 10 health, and then I want him to drop a bunch of cool loot, I can use my new function called KVA, or KVA, stands for key value array. And then I have these sheets that are nothing but indexes. You can see I have a key and a value. So the key is the friendly name, so let's say I want him to drop a power system, comma, hybrid booster, comma, death laser, and then I want him to drop, like, you know, a range of these things. Close out the function, hit enter, boom. It populates this. It's very nice and readable. And now, that's not the cool part. This is the cool part. When I say UE4 Tools save as CSV, it saves this out to my Google Drive, and I'll just open the file that it just saved. And you can see here's enemy 5, and let me just let me replace all the commas with a new line. And you can see that it went through, and everywhere that it saw a key, it replaced it with the actual value. And so just the end result of this is that it makes your spreadsheets incredibly readable. And if you think about it, you're going to spend 95% of your time reading these and about 5% of your time writing them. And this really enables anyone on the team to go in and understand what's going on and to make changes, and without drowning under a bunch of crazy syntax and stuff. So that's something I was going to put on the Chrome Web Store, but you know, it's got Unreal Engine 4 in the name. It's a very specific tool, and I'm not interested in supporting tools. I'm interested in making video games. So if anyone is interested in this, I mean, I don't think anyone would be, because if you are, you probably already know how to write it yourself, and you can just do that. You have a big enough team. Most people, most indies, I don't know if you're using CSV. Anyways, if you're interested in, let me know. I'll probably just send it to you and call it good. So that's pretty much all I've got to talk about. I'm sure I've done a lot more in the last month, but those are the major systems that I've been working on. If you have any questions or comments, you know, leave them somewhere and I'll probably see them. And thanks for tuning in. I hope you join us next time.